Hello and welcome to Qsport. I'm Umudu Gajaga. Thank you for joining us. Tonight on the show, we're talking about how footballers felt returning to football in the Gambia. At least some under 20 players and players at the Q City Football School and the Q City Football Academy. You would hear from them how it feels to get back to the pitch after more than 6 months sitting down without playing the game that they love so much. Also on tonight, capacity building of first and second division coaches for 5 days at the National Technical Training Center in Yundum. We will also be getting the reaction of some of the coaches who took part in that training exercise. And my partner in the studio, Ahmad Cham, is one of the instructors, and he's going to give some lectures in the studio on how to go about coaching after COVID-19. And we will also be talking about the award that won the sports reporting category under the Gambia Press Union National Journalism Award. And Omar Jaju of the Chronicle is the winner. His story, which titles The Rise and Fall of Cricket and the Rise Again of Cricket in the Gambia. And finally, we would also look at Gambia's seat in the Zone 2 volleyball. That is, a Gambian, Baidu Diallo, the president of the Gambia Volleyball Federation, has won a seat in that committee, and we will be talking to you about that. All that on tonight's show. Welcome and thank you for joining us. Footballers in the Gambia, like many other places around the world, have not been playing their favorite game for more than 6 months. But just recently, as government start easing restrictions, football is getting back to normal with some trainings. Some are doing some physical trainings at the beach. Some have also started working on the ball. And I visited the Gambia under 20 at their training at the National Technical Training Center. I spoke to some of the players on their feeling, how they felt coming back and kicking the ball again. Let's hear from the players. You would also hear from their coach, Matar Mboj, as well as the team manager, Paswarify.
Yeah, I'm really happy. And it's really tough with us because we have sit for many months. We are not training. We are not doing hard training. We're just doing some exercise at home. So I'm really excited with this training. Yeah.
No, it feels good. It feels great. I'm really happy with what we've seen so far. I'm really happy with how everyone has conducted themselves so far. I'm not too surprised because we're back to our livelihoods. We're back to doing what we love the most. And I think everybody here is happy that we're back on the pitch and we're, as I said, getting to do the things that we love to do.
Just one more word. The players, are they rusty? Do they need to get quickly back to their fitness again?
Anybody who knows that a group of players you haven't played or had any form of activity for 8 months, nearly 8 months, there's no way, unless you're not human, that you're going to be not rusty. So yeah, the rustiness is there physically, but in terms of the technical application and how they are on the ball, I think we did a sterling job in identifying players who have a good technical ability, so they will never lose that no matter how long they don't play. We just have to work on bringing them up to speed physically. That's why we have an intensive program. Tomorrow we'll be training twice a day. At least on Thursday we have at least 2 test games as well each day, and those are some of the things that we're trying to work on. When you come together in a camp like this, when you have the number of players as well, it allows you to at least train twice a day, and we are in a fortunate position also to have 2 test matches in each day, so that by the end of this week we'll end up having 4 games. So hopefully some of the things we're looking for from these boys, we'll get it from them.
And then just to say Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, everyone was waiting for this. The day they told us that they'll be having a meeting with the JFF and the Sport Council, I was so delighted, and then had the news that we're going to start training on Sunday. I was the most happiest person.
I feel excited because I have been sitting for 6-7 months without training. I overmiss football because I do individual train around the beach. Sometimes our area at the field there, I do have sometimes 30 minutes, 1 hour training there.
Well, it's been a long 7 months, and I think it's good to have the players back, and we build on our social cohesion. We are grateful to the Q Group under the leadership of the CEO, Mr. Jha, for sustaining the conditions as usual at Q City. If you look at QCity today, it looks like it's been built just over a week ago. So the players are back. The grass is usually, comforting, and we have got, I think, 80 to 90% of the players back on training. It's good to see them again.
And now to our next story, that is the football coaches. They're the ones who stand on the sidelines giving instructions to players. But before that, they train them on their physique and also their tactics, their game plans, how they want them to play. But they have to be schooled themselves. But this one is sort of a refresher course, but also because of the COVID-19 pandemic, before they get to the pitch, obviously, there are some guidelines laid by the Gambia Football Federation that they would have to follow to ensure the safety of their players, their safety themselves, and also even the people who would probably come to their training grounds as well to watch football, because it's been about 6 months or so we've not been playing regular football in this country. But one man who knows a lot about that, he would come in to the show later to talk about that. But first, let's hear from two of the coaches, that is Ibu Jara, the coach of Real de Banjul, and also let's hear from Mariama Sow, the coach of Interior, and also the Gambia national women's team, about how they felt participating in this training.
Well, thank you, Mr. Gajaga. And first and foremost, I will say a big thank you to the Gambia Football Federation, together with the Gambia Football Coaches Association, under the leadership of Pasware Fai, for contacting the technical director who put these things in place so that we can have this training program. And to my fellow coaches, I'm pleased that we have a full house in the first and second division attending this training program. Yes, it is just like you've said, it's important that we're coming back to our football, but not back to our normal lives. We still have COVID-19 around. It looks like COVID wants to be here for some time, but we also want to be here with football, and the best thing is to adhere to the regulations and work towards what is given as guidelines, like what we are having now today, and make sure that we keep everybody fit, safe and healthy, so that we can come back to our normal lives.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to thank the Almighty God for making us gather once again. This is something that we call long overdue. This course is very important because it is a course that we should reflect our mind back to the game once again. And this is something that everybody was yelling for, because since February, March, everything was stopped. Yes. So actually this is something very important, and we'll take good use of it, and we make sure that whatever we learn from here, when we go back to our club, we implement everything, and inshallah we will do so.
Well, Coach Ahmad Cham, you were one of the instructors in that training. Tell us why the training and its importance.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here to talk about it, because it is about coaching. And as the Secretary General of the Gambia Football Coaches Association, I had the opportunity to be there, and was lucky to be one of the assistant instructors as a local instructor in Gambian football. Now, the objective of the Gambia Football Coaches Association is to make sure that coaches' welfare is taken care of, and at the same time they are training to make sure that they achieve what they should achieve as coaches. That is, they must have the knowledge base of whatever they are going to do. Now, in collaboration with the technical department of the Gambia Football Federation and the Technical and Development Committee, the Gambia Football Association, the Gambia Football Coaches Association, and the GFF Technical Department came up with a strategy. And the strategy is headed by the technical director. And the strategy is to train all coaches who sit on the bench. Yeah, there are people who sit on the bench who are not coaches. You have the head coach, you have the assistant head coach, you have the goalkeeper trainer, you have the fitness trainer, and you have other trainers, then you have the physiotherapy. Now, the objective of the technical department is to make sure that all these people are trained. Now, we started with the head coaches because everywhere you go, there is the head. So we started with the head coaches of the first and second division male, because we concentrated only on male, not because we are not going to do something for the women, but we are allowing the Women Football Association to take the lead so that the coaches association and the technical department will come and help with the instructors, that is Honorable Alaji Sela, Coach Sangdong, that's the technical director, and Pasware Fai, the president of the coaches association, and also Lamin Sambo. These are the ones who are the instructors. Now, we started with the head coaches because we believe that we have what we call a new normal. It's normal.
And that's because of the pandemic.
And because of COVID-19, we have the new normal. We must live with this pandemic. And as living with it, we want football also to take place. Now, how do we match football with COVID-19? And these were some of the things that we looked at. Before the Gambia Football Federation came out with a regulation that all teams should follow when they start training. And we looked at it in depth with the coaches because it is the head coaches who are going to lead their teams on training. And some of the issues that we looked at are training in groups. What are some of the things coaches can do when they go to the pitch? Should they allow their players to run together? We looked at that, and we even had practicals on training in groups. We also had looked at the most famous formations that are played in the Gambian League. And you will see during this period, we agreed that most teams in the Gambia play 3 systems. That is the 3-5-2, or we call it back 3, or 4-4-2, or 4-3-3. These are the famous formations that are played in Gambian football, and we look at them in depth, had practicals on all. How do you defend 5 players against 3 players? That is when you play the back 3. How do you defend 4 against 2? We had a lot of programs that would help the coaches train their teams, and they will not be training together. They will be separated so that at least the regulation that is released by the Football Federation is followed to the letter.
In terms of also the players themselves, I understand that they would have to go through a test to certify them that they are COVID-free, and even the coaches. It's basically like for the whole team before the actual league would start. But at the training ground, what are the safety measures have you put in place
now
that you've talked about?
Right now, if you follow the regulation, it states that no team should use their dressing rooms. You go in their small groups, you dress up, move to wherever you are going to, and even at that training ground, you should also still maintain your groups to make sure that you train in small groups, do whatever you are going to do in small groups, and after, when you are through with your training, each player is expected to wear, each player should wear a face mask. Each player is given a face mask that you wear. If your team has a bus, how do you transport the players in groups? They should not be together in one bus and go to the training ground. So these are issues that we look at. And no player is allowed to use a dressing room or even shower after training using the dressing room. They have to go home, take care. And their training kits, they have to take them home. Initially, some teams will allow you to leave them in the dressing room. Somebody will wash them. But now you have to take it home on your own, bring it the next day to training. And these are some of the things that we looked at with the coaches to make sure that when they go back to their training, they will implement it at the training ground.
In terms of the response of the coaches, how were their participation like in this training course, and have it really captured the intended purpose of the training?
Yeah, it captured the intended purpose of the training, because you'd see all these coaches for the first time we had 99% turnout. Only one team did not turn up. That is Jambanjeli. Jambanjeli is the only team that was not present in the scores. But apart from that team, all the teams in the first and the second division male were present. So that's a plus for the coaches. And you'll see that the coaches were eager to learn. The technical director always used this word, this phrase, mag bu xiif doo ko wax ne raxasul soo ko tegalee booli lekka.
For those who don't understand Wolof, go out there. And
like if somebody is hungry,
Yeah.
you don't ask the person to go and wash his hands to come and eat.
Eat.
Straight away he knows the food is there, I must go and eat it. He will do what is necessary to go and eat. And this is not the only course that is the technical department and the coaches association are looking to do. That is the Gambia Football Federation in collaboration with the National Coaches Association, that is GFCA. There is this plan, the intention to have one for the goalkeeper coaches, to have one for the fitness trainers, and to have one for the physiotherapy, so that everybody who's at the training ground know that my responsibility is this, and during COVID, which is the new normal, these are some of the things that are expected from you.
And all this, you're intending to do these trainings before the start of the new season, which is expected in December.
Yeah, that is what we want to do, to make sure that we have all these things, we do all these trainings before the league starts in December, so that whilst we are training, unless and until government says, yes, all the bans are lifted, people can go back to live the normal way we were living, which is different from the new normal, then we must make sure that there are some restrictions at training grounds, and every part of that, anybody who sits on this bench should play a part on it.
Fantastic, Coach Macham. Now we are going to take a short break, but when we come back, it continues with the National Journalism Award, or if you like, the Gambia Press Union National Journalism Award, because a cricket story have ended up winning an award, and our own reporter, presenter Janaba Sonko was part of the nominees in that award. Welcome back, and thank you very much if you're just joining us. This is Qsport, and now we are talking about the National Journalism Award of the Gambia Press Union. The story titled "The Rise, Fall and Rise Again of Cricket in the Gambia" has been described by the panel of judges as a good story because of its angling and also its depth by looking at cricket, how it evolved in the country. And that story was written by Omar Jaju. And in that category, he was nominated alongside our own Jennifer Sonko. At the award ceremony, it was winner announced Omar Jaju of the Chronicle. That story won the Sports Reporting of the Year award category. And now we would first hear from the winner, Omar Jaju, and later on you will hear the reactions of Jennifer Sonko, how he felt when she misses out. But you would definitely love her reaction because she took it in good faith. Let's have a listen.
It feels good, Gajaga, thank you so much. I mean, winning awards is something very special. It shows that people are out there recognizing our work. I always say this as a journalist, anytime that I wake up in the morning, I think of doing masterpieces, pieces that wins me an award. And this is one of them. I remember going in for these stories. I told my editor, I mean, each story that I put out on the Chronicle should be an award-winning piece. And that should be a driving factor for every sports journalist out there. I have a little bit of a disappointment with this year's awards in terms of the sports stories that we have on board, but we had this discussion, and which is having sports journalists coming forward, submitting their stories. It's very important. I mean, Gajaga, Omar, or Mamadou, or Suleiman cannot be winning awards year in, year out. It means that, okay, the rest, what are they doing? I mean, the thing about our generation, Gajaga, I always say this, we have very talented journalists, youthful, I mean, the faces are young, but what is the problem? We need to push forward. We have the talents around. But then if you see Omar winning awards year in, year out, or Gajaga winning awards year in, year out, something is wrong. And that has to be, we have to go for excellence, strive for the best every day, because that is the only thing that can get you an award. Yeah.
And you've risen the profile of cricket, you've highlighted some of the long ways that they've come through, and you talked about the rise of cricket again. Just in one word, how do you see cricket as a sport in the Gambia?
developing, I mean, it's one of the ideas that comes to mind when I'm thinking about story ideas. I don't focus especially on football alone. Of course, there are so many disciplines around. But in cricket, how it even came on the table is it's falling, coming, falling, and coming again. It is fascinating, and I've seen young talents, especially women, going into cricket. Then I said to myself, I have to do something about the rise of cricket in this country, connecting it with history, and at the end of the day, it gave me this. So cricket, obviously, it's moving. It was stagnant. There were some reasons that was captured in the report, but then again, it's a sport that I also enjoy watching with so much passion in it from the athletes. So it's good that I, this time around, not football, not basketball, but I won the award with the cricket report.
I am still happy, like I mentioned on my video when we were interviewed in relation to how we felt being nominated. I made it quite clear. I said that just being nominated is a big win for me, because anybody who knows me knows that this is not really my area. Although journalists have to be all-rounders, but this is not my area really. So to me, it's really a big win for me. And like I said before, awards to me are meant to push me to go further. It's not a competition for me. It's just pushing me, and it's showing me that there's somebody watching what I am doing, and it means that I have to go further.
Well, we say congratulations to the winner there, Omar Jaju, and, commiserations to Jennifer Sanko, but better luck next time. And in fact, you know what? Jennifer is not a sports journalist, but she has a story. Everyone keeps asking, how come she's nominated? How comes other journalists? People kept asking me, Gajaga, why not this year? Last year you won it. And why not Mamoudou Ba? Why not Suleiman Ba? Why not all the others? Hey, maybe, I've not submitted for the sports award category this time around, I have to say. But others did. But maybe our stories are not worth nomination or so. No offense to anyone, yeah. But hopefully next year.
I was really impressed when I saw the story that Jennifer did in Jara Soma, and I was really happy when she told me that she was nominated for the award. And I think because of the recognition of what she did in that particular story, that was the reason why she was nominated. Maybe she went there for a different angle, yeah. And got the sport part of it. And it was, for me, it was excellent. And I did not see Omar's story, but I think also Omar is a deserving winner because he have been doing it. He do a lot of stories in sports, and I even spoke to him day before yesterday about the story, congratulating him. And again, I'm also congratulating him again and asking Jennifer to push. Very soon she is going to be the winner, if not sports, of another story, probably very soon.
Of another story, and we also have to say, even though this is sports, congratulations to our own Aliou Cisse, who won the Reporter of the Year for the second time in a row in the Health and Medical Reporting category. Aliou Cisse, we are proud of you. QTV is celebrating. Hip, hip, hip! Yes, now finally, a Gambian is in the offing as far as position is concerned. Very important one in the volleyball in Africa. It says the president of the Gambia Volleyball Federation, Baidudu Jallow, has won his Zone 2 volleyball presidential seat after running unopposed at the 2020 Confederations of African Volleyball elective congress held virtually on Sunday. And this is a story that is picked up on the National Olympic Committee's website. That is the Gambia National Olympic, on their Facebook page rather, and it's paged by Mohamed Lamin Sedikan. Baidudu is somebody that we can continue talking about, some of his achievements. Well, he got into volleyball for some time and in administration. This was way back in 2003. In 2004, he became a national referee. Jallow rose to the ranks and became the treasurer in 2004 to 2007. To Secretary General 2008, 2014. Ahmad deserve it.
I deserve it, and I think he started going into sports even from the village, because I can fully remember going there to do some commentary those days with the GRTS, and we used to stay in their family compound when we were there, and they used to have a very big final in the village.
Kermama?
In Kermama, and a lot of media houses will go there to cover the final, and he have been there doing it. It's not a surprise that he's doing it at the national level.
Not a surprise at all. On that note, we are ending this discussion, and that brings us to the end of Qsport tonight. Have a lovely evening until we come your way next week. Keep on sporting, and bye for now. We love you.